So what I wanted to do next was create a little folder that will go into this pocket-sized traveler's notebook. So I'm going to start off with one piece of cardstock that is 7 inches wide by 5.5 inches high. I'm also coming in with 2 extra pieces. These are 3.25 by 5 inches. Then what I'm going to do is I am going to score at 3 inches. So 1/4 on one side and then 1/4 on the other. So 4 3/4. Alright, we're going to do that one more time. So 4 3/4. And then at 3. Now, the other thing is that these usually, they don't just sit like this. They usually have a little bit of a little thing to them, right? Like a little bit of an angle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up 1 inch and mark it there. And I'm also going to come in here 1 inch, mark it there. And I'm going to, whoopsie, 1 inch there. And I'm going to connect this line to that line, and I'm going to cut off that one section. Now you can repeat the same for the other side, 1 inch up and 1 inch in, or you could merely flip that this way and then run that line. And then you'll get the exact same. Now the other thing is there is always a slit here, right? I have tried over and over again to measure the slit and come in with a blade, and I find that quite tedious. Sometimes I've just put a slit, and the slit is never enough. You do kind of want a little bit of a hole. So I am not going to do it for myself. It's a bit too tedious for me for what you can get. So please pardon me. You guys can go ahead and do that if you like. Some people have a little punch, and I'd love to get that punch. I think it's a Stampin' Up! Punch that you just, put the punch in, and it creates this beautiful slot that you can put paper clips in. But I don't have that, so I just got to go with what I don't have. So I am going to put some PVA glue here and here, and line up my corners really nicely. Okay, so it's been 24 hours, and this looks like it's worked really well. I really like how this looks. Now, I'm thinking we should decorate this right now. So, I've just got a few things here. I've got some leftover of this paper. I have pulled out this, the strips, the branding strips at the bottom. I've got these. I've pulled this and this. I've still got these two stamps here. I've also got this and this, but I think we have enough here. I'm just bringing this back in here so we can have a look at the booklets. And because I've already used this paper as the cover of this booklet, I sort of don't want to reuse it. I want something a little bit different, so I'd have to use that. Same with this one, although this like pattern here is very different to this one, so we could use that. I don't like that, that's too similar. Or we could use the opposite, which is good. And actually, you know what, I think I'm going to use this guy here, and I really, really love this. Sometimes you find yourself in the middle of nowhere, and sometimes in the middle of nowhere you find yourself. So I think that this sentiment goes really good with this little guy. So I think that just like that, just by putting stuff together, the decoration of this folder has come together so easily. So why don't we go ahead and do that? Now, I am so sad that I only have one of these. You know, when you get these adorable things, I usually get 3. 1 to keep, 1 to use, and 1 to hoard. Or at least 2. 1 to use and 1 to keep. So, like, of course I'm going to use him. It's just going to, you know, make my folder go from yeah to oh my god, it's so gorgeous. So of course I'm going to use him, but I'm sad that I can't. I don't have another one to have. So let's have a look. So sometimes you find yourself in the middle of nowhere, so I want to kind of cut it there. So that's 1. And sometimes in the middle of nowhere you find yourself. Now, how are we going to put that sentiment around this guy? So I sort of need him to be off that sticker page, so I can. Sometimes you find yourself. Okay, so let's flip him over. Sometimes you find yourself, and then we'll cut here. Cute. So I think that looks good there. And then I think I need to pop these out because they didn't come off on the backing sheet. Sometimes you find yourself in the middle of nowhere. And then and sometimes, yeah. Alrighty, so that one. There's just a sliver of green here that I want to remove. And I do want to separate the and the sometimes so that they kind of give a little bit of like that. And sometimes in the middle of nowhere, and you're going to cut there, you find yourself, oh my gosh, it's gorgeous. I love that. And then the little koala bear will go in the middle. Oh, isn't that dreamy? Now, what I do want to do, this is vintage photo, and I just want to tap off that white edge. There we go. How cute is he? Oh my goodness, I love it. And like I said earlier, I'm so sad I don't have another one. If I had another one, I would make another folder. This is so adorable. Now, I feel like because this side is decorated, this one needs to be decorated. Do you feel that too? The other thing I feel like doing is almost notching the inside here. I feel like I want to do that. A lot of the Midori ones have this little, like half a circle notch in the middle where the elastic goes. And I feel like I want to do that. So just like that, I'm just aligning it. And there we go. Just a tiny little half circle where the elastic goes. I like that. For the inside covers, I did alter the size just a little bit, so I made it so it was 3 by 3/8 wide by 5 3/8 high. It was just easier to tuck it into this corner for me because you've got all those joints with this pocket. The outside one I left at that original 3 by 7/16 by 5 7/16, and what I did do was I did leave the opposite page on the other side. The reason being is that you'll never see these two side by side, right? You always see it like this, or you'll always see it like this, and I thought that it looked really nice. I thought that it looked really nice coming up like that, so I'm really happy with that. Now, it almost seems like these need just a teeny weeny bit of decoration. So what I'm going to bring in here, so that large 12 by 12 sheet that we had in the kit, which was full of all the cutter parts, I actually put this into my Cameo and I got it to cut everything out for me. I'm so grateful that I'm now starting to do that. I used to not worry about it and I used to cut everything, but really it's just so easy to set up your your pick scan mat and then cut everything. It's just really amazing. Okay, so I've decided on just a very simple addition of a few elements here. These are just kangaroo icons that I took off the internet and I've cut them with my silhouette, so no big deal on this one. Of course, everything was so much harder because I had this Doodle Pop sticker here, so it wasn't laying flat on this side. So don't do what I do. Always decorate the inside first and decorate the outside last. Or use your leave your layered embellishments to the last item to be decorated. But you know, I always do things the hard way. So anyway, here is my little folder, which I totally love. Last but not least, I have something very funny for you. This is like a little notepad, like just a souvenir notepad, but on the opposite side is the currency of Australia. So this is what our currency looks like. Our money, or our paper money, is not really paper. Our paper money is you know, plastic money. So this just shows you what our $5 bill looks like. This shows you what our $10 bill looks like, our $20 bill, our 50 is this one, and our 100. Oh, how I wish I had real money like this given to me every morning. Wouldn't it be wonderful? So I'm going to put my money in my folder. I'm going to tuck it in here. I might just split it in half. We'll put the big stuff on this side, right? And we'll put the little stuff on this side. You indulge me, you guys. and then we will close up the folder. So adorable. And we're going to pop it in here. So I would probably put it through both, right? Why not? And then my first booklet, and then my second booklet, the rest of my folder, and the back here. And we close it up, and there it is. Thank you so much for joining me, you guys. I'm going to see you in my next episode. I hope to decorate the inside of one of the booklets. I'll see you then.